Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. Yeah, you can shake and bake if you want to, but you better have a plan if you're a driver, because these 100,000 people, they didn't come to just see a race. They came to see action. Thanks for joining us today on Motormouths. Kyle Petty, Nate Ryan, Dave Burns. Action, 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 Kyle. It happens all night long, not only because it just says it's Bristol, but it's a high-banked half mile, and it's been that way for years, changed a little bit over time, but you've seen a lot of things there. What can folks expect this Saturday?
Listen, there is no standard Bristol race. There never has been a standard Bristol race. I think when you look at it, you see right here, 3 wide. Who would have ever thought that? This car has totally changed the way we race there also. So I just think I want you to think about it. It's 4 seconds on the front stretch, 4 seconds in front 1 and 2, 4 seconds down the back stretch, and 4 seconds in 3 and 4. 16-second lap. There you go. That's around Bristol. Everything happens fast. Everything happens incredibly double speed almost. And you can get in somebody else's trouble. But it's funny, as a driver, as you drive this place, it slows down. It slows down in your mind. You hear people talk about getting in the zone in other sports. You get in a zone, you get in a rhythm in this place. And that's when the race truly starts, is about 50 or 60, 70 laps into the race, when these drivers get in that rhythm of green flag and get in that rhythm of going. And then we see some great racing there. So I hope this Saturday night will produce the same thing, some of the unexpected, but some great racing at the same time.
That's great insight from KP that obviously I don't have, not being a driver, but that's fascinating to me. And, I think about what we see at Bristol. I think it's spectacle. Like you said, Dave, 100,000 plus people Saturday night under the lights. And then, as KP said, 30 plus cars going 16 seconds around a half mile. I can't wrap my brain around how drivers process it, but they do. And as far as what we're going to see, I think that's what makes this race so different now. Kyle mentioned it, that there's the new car since last year, but then there's also, this is the first time that the Cup Series has been on the concrete since a year ago, because they put the dirt down earlier this year. So I think teams are still figuring out how this car races on the short tracks. And when you combine that with the fact that they're going to have a new tire, new construction, new compound. They had some tire issues last week at Kansas. A year ago in this race, they also had some blowouts. So I think it's going to be a lot of unknowns and a lot of nervous drivers, because there are so many big names who I think don't feel safe. Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, they're all right above the cut line. Martin Truex Jr. right below the cut line. There's a lot that could happen on Saturday night.
Well, and they shouldn't feel safe, because it's 500 laps around the half mile. Nate, you mentioned the 30 some drivers that are going to start the thing. Out of all of them, who prevails on Saturday night?
Man, I'm so bad with predictions, especially when it comes to this place. But I'll go with Brad Keselowski. A guy who led 109 laps in this race a year ago. Maybe could have won it not for a tire problem late. Obviously, RFK has been running really well this season, both cars in the playoffs with Keselowski and Buescher. But Keselowski's still looking for his first win as a team owner. He's been close the last few weeks. He was close at Richmond, the last short track that the Cup Series went to. So I like Keselowski's chances.
It's a great pick because they have really stepped up. That whole organization has. But you look at young guys, Blaney and some of those guys, and Christopher Bell, those guys that run up next to the wall and can get it done. I look at Kyle Busch, and he's done everything there. But I'm gonna lean more towards Nate because I'm gonna say that I don't see Kevin Harvick making it to the last group of 4 when we roll into Phoenix. But I see Bristol as Kevin Harvick last Winston Cup win, or last Cup win. Excuse me. I don't know why I said Winston Cup. Last Cup win. I take Kevin Harvick this weekend. I think the experience he has there, the way he gets around that place, the short tracks seem to be the great equalizer for speed, and driver talent seems to rise a little bit to the top. So I'm going with Kevin.
All right, let's make it 3 for 3 on we all predicted and we were all wrong, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to go with Seabell. I honestly think that all the speed that 20 has had, all the success, not with a win yet in Cup, but all the laps that he has led there and been fast. 2 poles in a row in round 1. I know they have stumbled, but I know they're mad about that. And they're going to find a way on that 20 team to recover and to put Christopher Bell in victory lane Saturday night. And Kyle, just how cool is that if you win there to drive up? Drivers talk about it all the time, to drive up the ramp and then go to victory lane.
Yeah, listen, we've been in victory lane, Dale Jarrett, myself, a million times standing there when the driver drives to the top and it just opens up. It's like tipping over a horizon and seeing just all these people in the grandstands. It is a cool moment in the sport and one of the great spectacles of this sport.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to see it again on Saturday night from Bristol. You'll be able to see all the action on USA. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern with Countdown to Green. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching NASCAR America Motormouths, presented by Toyota.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.